Hey you cute little witch, my name is Bianca if you have just stumbled across this video, but if you have not and you're excited to see another aura casting, spell casting, whatever video, what up boo? If you've been missing out on the last kind of few spews of videos, I am pulling from this book called Auras, Your Personal Guide. Just casted 2 little exercises from it, and now we're going to move on to the third. So this is technically a part 3 my aura series, and I love it, and I'm so in the groove right now. So let's open up to page 36, where we are going to be doing an exercise on developing your feelings, aka your 6th sense. Now, if you feel like you need to catch up, lo and behold, you really don't. Witchcraft is what you make of it. Spellcasting is kind of just how you go about it. There is really no rights, really no wrongs, at least in my world there's not. I'm a rule breaker. I do what I feel. I live pretty intuitively, and I am excited about just having good intent, and I think that's the most important part. So if you take anything from this video or anything from me ever sharing anything about my witchcraft journey, it is, as long as you are doing things like that, you're good to go, dude. How to understand your 6th sense. Exercises for developing your feelings. As we learned earlier, the combination of our 5 senses makes our so-called 6th sense, which is nothing more than our 5 senses being well developed and working together. We can use this 6th sense to detect auras after we have taken the time and trouble to hone the 5 senses and learn how they communicate with us. At the end of the day, the information gleaned by all of our senses is processed in microseconds by our brains, and it comes together as a feeling, some of which we understand and some of which we don't. But we don't necessarily know how we know. At this point, these feelings are usually called intuition or sometimes psychic ability. So when you ever have a gut feeling about someone, you just don't grasp it, but your body kind of gives you this reaction, that's your 6th sense. And of course, so many people have so many different names for it. Some people mix empathy with having a 6th sense. Some people mix anxiety feelings with it, hyper awareness. Certain traumas that you may have faced in your life might trigger certain things or certain people or certain smells, and this could all kind of be misconstrued. And having a 6th sense, I feel personally, has always been like thought of as a bad thing, or like I have a 6th sense, so that means I'm sensing something bad, but it doesn't have to be bad at all. It can necessarily, a 6th sense can sense good things too. I think that's important to note here because that's something that I am relearning as well. We're going to be starting with an activity called Feel Yourself. Sit comfortably and focus on the inside of your body. What can you feel? Start at the top of your head and work down to your toes. If it helps, touch the part of your body you're sensing and notice how it feels. What sensations are you experiencing both in your body and in your hands? If I'm starting at my head, currently right now I do not have a headache, but I have this little point right here in the middle of my eyebrows, which is what I usually get somewhat around this time of day, or somewhat when it's a little too hot out. I'm hot. My body itself is expend. My hands are clammy, and every time I'm touching somewhere else, it feels like my hands are trying to make that other part of my body warmer. So grabbing my chest put this warmth over me because my hands are warm, so it made my chest feel kind of like blood rush. There's nothing really going on in my feet. My feet are actually quite cold. My extremities usually get really cold, and sometimes they turn purple. But they'll be fine. As for my torso, she's chilling. She's a little hungry, and I could definitely feel that and vibe with that. She doesn't know what she wants to eat. She knows that she's going to have to eat soon, and that'll probably solve the little headache right there. Even though it's not technically a headache, but it definitely feels like a hunger signal. And my body's just sending signals everywhere. But for the most part, it's chill. Nothing hurts. Nothing's a concern. Just right here. Feels a little empty. And right here feels a little bit squeezed, and my mouth is really dry. Moving on to exercise 2, illumination. Imagine a white light coming down through your crown and passing through your body. Notice how it feels. Now I'm going to stand here and again imagine a white light coming down through my crown. Sort of in my head I'm picturing a halo, and that is theoretically where the idea of white light, white crown, aura comes from. Obviously a crown and a white light, a white aura is like pure, wholehearted, sweet, loving, empathetic, compassionate. You just kind of like feel that vibe. So I'm just picturing this whiteness, brightness. I feel like more of a brightness I'm seeing. It's not technically necessarily a color, but it's bright and it's coming down through my head. Now, I'm starting from the top. I'm picturing it free flowing kind of down through me. And now this is like really difficult to do. I'm not gonna lie, because it's staying right here. And for some reason it doesn't want to go down. It doesn't want to go down. Come on, girl. Oh, that's a low helicopter. You hear that, guys? Should I be concerned? No. I think it's in my head now. Alright. Okay. Is the white light flowing freely, or are there parts of your body where it seems to get stuck? Mine's getting stuck here. If so, notice and perhaps ask what is causing it or what it needs to get moving again. I think mine is all mental, man. It started getting stuck here, and then I started thinking to myself, oh my god, am I the worst person in the world? Why won't it flow through my chest? Why won't it flow through my heart? Through my feelings? And then I think I got stuck in a little bit of a rut, because I also don't think that I could get past the point of once it's past my eyes, can I necessarily see it? Because when the light is moving away, maybe I can't see it because it's out of my eyes vision, but I should be able to sense it in a sense. This is interesting. Someone help. I'm gonna try to keep moving it down. Am I supposed to picture I'm trying to picture myself out of my body, so I'm looking at me. But now the clouds just came behind the camera, so now my white light turned gray. We experienced a blockage. Now remember that any blockages you sense in the physical body will be reflected in your aura. Later, we will be doing exercises within the aura to remove those blockages both within the aura and within the body. So maybe in my next series of videos, we're gonna have to remove whatever blockage I'm feeling in this general area. I can get angry at times. I can feel disturbed at times, and that always comes from this like gut-wrenching feeling of anxiety, of panic, overstimulation. And hell yeah, that could be a thing too. Maybe my anxiety blocked it. Maybe it has nothing to do with anger and oh my god, disarray. Maybe it has something to do with my anxiety. But I guess that's to be figured out in the next video. Make sure you're subscribed to see how we can fix blockages within our aura. You'll be fine. We're gonna be fine, and we're gonna get in this witchcraft journey together. I will see you in my next video, and of course, that video will only pop up for you if you're subscribed, babe. So I'll see you next time.